What's going on, guys? Jurassic Acid here. Today we are back to My Aunt is a Witch. So, before you finish playing this game, make sure you save it, because it does not autosave. In case you guys are wondering at home, you push right on the joystick under the S icon, and then you're able to actually save. Thank you again to Sometimes You for allowing us to play this series on the channel. I think it's still too early for that. For now, I'm mostly interested in books. Well, that's where I said he needs spells, not books. I wonder if we actually get magical powers in the story. So we have a wonderkind here, and good news. Take your time and look around while I put some more cookies in the oven. I'll have nothing else to treat you with. That damned cat has devoured it all. I wonder why he tossed him in the woods. My aunt walked away straight into the adjacent room. I threw off my backpack, brought my glasses, and looked around. There were lots of brooms here, and I noticed that they had different handles. Some had thick and crooked sticks, others were straight and thin. I was in a good mood, and just for fun I grabbed the closest broom and mounted it as if I was flying on a broomstick. Then I took one of the hats and put it on my head. Look, Auntie, I look like a real sorcerer. What is it, Thomas? Her voice came from afar. Judging by the noise it was coming from the room, she must have been busy in the kitchen. What kind of joke is this, you wretched boy? It sounded from somewhere above. I jumped up on the spot. The hat flew off my head to the floor and looked at me accusingly. Surprised, I dropped the broom. Auntie? The sound of quick steps could be heard. Oh dear, Thomas. What were you thinking? She abruptly ran up to me, picked up the broom and the hat. I'm so sorry, Madam Bonright. Auntie wiped the hat carefully and hung it on the hook. Been here for some years now, and I have never had seen such impudence. What a naughty boy. Who is this brazen fool, Alice? This is my nephew, Thomas. I was staring at the hat in total disbelief. My mind simply refused to understand things. You need to urgently discipline this boy, Alice. This wicked, dissolute boy is bad news, and you, their deceased mother and mistress always said. Rules are the most important part of education. Has there always been a hat in the background? Bonright grinned quite satisfied. You see, even your hat has better manners than this young man. It's good that you remember it too, Ignaty Petrovich. I didn't have a chance to forget. You repeated it 100 times, madame. You shouldn't raise your voice at me, you know. She suddenly snored. Alice pointed her wand, which seemed to have appeared from thin air away from the hat, and sighed in relief. It's not polite to interrupt like this, but if she gets started, she will never stop. I guess she has the power to just sit there and make anyone be quiet. Yes, that old bag has completely gone nuts. Let me introduce myself, lad. My name is Ignaty Petrovich. This hat, I can't believe it. It's talking? And this fellow guy does not know where that's come from, right, Alice? Auntie nodded. No, he knows nothing about our world. Witch hats are woven in special magic workshops, most of which come from living thread, and they get their names from their creators. Mine had a Russian root, So he called me after his eldest son. It's very simple, Thomas. Well, I see. It's very simple. Auntie smirked. Is it really? No, not at all. And what kind of explanation was this? What kind of live thread? What special workshops? He talked to me as if I knew about this kind of stuff. The hat thought for a while. Judging by your facial expressions, you didn't understand a damn thing. Well, let me ask you. Where do you think a person's soul comes from? Its existence has not been yet proven. I responded readily. The question was simple enough, and any kid could answer it. That's the same thing here. It is not clear how everything works. Some magicians believe that souls of the dead live in the hats. Others think that they are the souls of the unborn. Pick any version you'd like, and it will be alright. Either way, nothing will change. I myself, not a supporter of these arcane theories. I prefer real science. Shall we practice philosophy? Some other time, please. Thomas and I need to look around the house, and you, Igni, should be engaged in composing a new catalog for my potion shop. Wow, you have got your own store? That is right. That's right. I like it so much. I love numbers. But to be honest, Alice, it's such a bummer that we don't have much profit from this business and we have to pay the rent in that village. Firstly, this is not a shop, but a stall. Secondly, it is not yours, Igni, but mine. And thirdly, I've got a nice private order recently. Thomas are getting better. Don't listen to this nonsense, lad. Alice's business is weak, although we are trying to hold on. Thanks to me, of course. And it was my idea to open the shop in the first place. Hey, Igni. Oh, you arrogant old fool. I see you're getting on well with Auntie, Igni Petrovich. Please, call me Igni, my young friend. Now, I need to have a nap. Put me back on the hook, Alice. I still have a lot of work to do, but I need to have some rest first. Auntie mumbled something to herself, and then she took the hat off of herself and put it on the peg next to the other hats and looked at me again. Well, back to the basics. The home of a witch is inhabited by a lot of talking things, Thomas. Not only hats can be alive, you should be more careful. What else is alive? I wonder if that deer thing's alive in the back. That would be kind of cool if it attacked us. This one is not a regular house. Any object can be dangerous in some way or another. You can't just touch everything you wish if you want to keep all your limbs. You really were lucky to pick a regular broom for your jokes and not a real witch's broom. I nodded. My hands were still shaking. Killer brooms, talking hats, some nut house. Auntie put her hand on my shoulder. There are a lot of dangerous things in this house, but it isn't that wonderful. The uncertainty of tomorrow. I'm pretty sure that I would want to still be alive tomorrow. Well, in that case, you should be more careful, my dear nephew. Sure thing. All this was so incredible. The truth is, from what my father told me, I thought you were some kind of charlatan or psychic, but not a real witch. She ruffled my hair. Now, for calling me a charlatan, I could turn you into a bug. After all, I have a license for magic. Here, take a look. She pulled out the chin around her neck, which was hidden behind a high collar, She pulled out the chain around her neck, which was hidden behind a high collar, and took out a magical amulet. Alice ran her finger along the thin edge of the amulet and opened it, shining brightly. An inscription appeared in the air. Allison McLivery, witch potion maker, charmer since 1974. Then the amulet closed. It certainly looked very magical and amazing, but nothing that could be beat Talking Hat. And yet I was shocked and almost collapsed. It was way too much for me. I started to fall over, but my aunt caught me by the hand. Easy, Thomas. Everything will be fine. You just need to get used to the magic. And don't touch the brooms. They are very dangerous creatures. This joke of yours, you're lucky you didn't mount the witch's broom. I just wanted to make a joke. I'm so sorry. I'm not mad at you, but you should be more careful. It could have ended very badly. They needed to be very carefully handled and cleaned from dust. Please, they will rebel, and you will end up like one of my students. Gabriel, a broom beat her to death after she dropped it on the floor, right into an ugly spiderwebs. He hats, killer brooms, the magic of the house seemed no longer funny to me. I turned pale with horror and looked around cautiously. A pumpkin over the door. What if it bit someone's head off? And these pictures. Maybe they take the souls looking at them. And this terrible carpet. How many innocent children did it tear to pieces with its fangs? For a second, it seemed to me that I wasn't in my aunt's house, but deep forest in some hut packed with living dead. Shouldn't have watched horror movies at night. Thomas, I guess I scared you a little. Of course, poor thing. What an inevitable end. It is more dangerous here than I thought. At first glance. Honestly, it is more dangerous here than in the dark forest alone with hungry wolves. That is why I need you to behave well and be an obedient boy. I will be very obedient. Of course I would. My life depended on it. Auntie brought me into the next room, and we found ourselves in the kitchen. I immediately sat down at the table, and my aunt began to stir something in large saucepan. This is Rascal Grimoire. You were so worried about eating all the cookies, and didn't even leave you a crumb. Yet another load of cookies is going to be ready soon. He might have been hungry. Nope. He just really loves cookies. Which is his favorite? It's not about what his favorite cookies is, Thomas. It's about beating naughty. By the way, he's a very cute cat. I would pat his head if it was a bit disturbing considering he is your boyfriend. Auntie frowned. Correction, ex-boyfriend. He has been like this for more than a year, so I think he wouldn't mind if you pet him. He actually loves it, but will most likely keep up an act. Personally, I would flog him to the very edge of existence, but you seem to have a thing for him. I love cats. I once had one. His name was Peach, but my stepmother kicked him out because he ruined her dress. My father bought her exactly the same dress, but it didn't help. Your stepmother is even worse than I might seem at first. This is just unfair. She has hundreds of those dresses, and I had only one friend. Alice sighed. Grimoire is certainly not Peach, but I think you two would be good friends. Auntie hurried to put the kettle on the fire, took out the ready cookies from the oven, and began to lay out the dough and cutters for the next portion of the cookies. There were a variety of forms: ghosts, houses, pots, and pumpkins. I began to examine them as I sipped my tea, trying to ward off bad thoughts. Hopefully Peach was sheltered by someone and was now quite well and comfortable. Auntie put a plate with still hot cookies in front of me. Help yourself. Thank you. Why are the molds so strange? Is it because Halloween is coming soon? No. Halloween has nothing to do with it. I'm a witch. I always use these cookie cutters. I especially like the cute ghosts. The village kids love them very much. She threw up her hands. Of course, you are absolutely right. Halloween is coming soon, and little ghosts and goblins and my other work colleagues will be coming to my house. By the way, the witch's costume is the most popular outfit for that day. Almost all the village girls will put on their caps and robes. We will need to prepare sweets for all of them. So we will definitely need more cookies. No problem. I often cooked with my mother, and I can help you with this a little. Thank you, Thomas. That would be very helpful. Her eyes were filled with sadness. My students used to help me with this, but for more than a year now, I haven't had a license to train young sorcerers and potion makers. The council deprived me of this right, and earn it back. I must prepare and present to them at least one worthy mage. But after all these accidents with my students, parents don't want to risk their dear children. They're ready to send them to learn to anyone, even to Mad Blind Herbish. But not me. Why? What happened? All of my students happened to be very irresponsible and naughty. They all perished before the training even started. She was actually upset and slowly continued to stir something in a large saucepan. I didn't know what to say. Now, at the annual Sabbath where all the witches fly, I became a joke every time. Like, look at her. Not one of her students was ever presented to the Witch Council. Don't worry, Auntie. You'll be okay. And last time, one of the witches suggested that I should first train on cats and then teach children. Yes, things looked really bad, but suddenly I had an idea. Auntie, I think I can help you. One of the best at school. I could be your student, and the council will see that you are a good mentor. Thank you, Thomas, but I don't think you possess even first-level magic, my dear nephew. But I can learn how to make potions. Make potions? The auntie's eyes glittered slyly. Right, Thomas. The potion maker. She shook her head. No, this is a bad idea. Too dangerous. But I was a scout and I faced a lot of dangers. My voice sounded confident, but I still didn't fully realize what I was doing. And of course, I was afraid that the consequences. But I couldn't retreat. I wanted to help my aunt. So, would Mom. In addition, I also needed to occupy myself with something. Her eyes were so sad, just like those of that kitten I had found near the school. I saw how the older children mocked him for forcing him to run after a paper fish. The kitten was so hungry that he began to chew on it. They just scoffed at him. Knew they were stronger than me, but I still stood up and helped the kitten. That I took him home and gave him a fish and a name, Peach. My auntie's look reminded me of him again, of my old friend. Are you sure you can do it? After all, this training can turn out deadly. Yes? No, Auntie, I haven't changed my mind. I don't like this idea at all. Good. I will teach you everything, don't worry. Well, we'll try my best not to let you down. Can you show me the rest of the house? I think it's quite dangerous to wander around alone. Of course, Thomas. It is dangerous here. I will tell you how to behave in this house. Good. I am very glad you volunteered to help me. I hope you wouldn't follow the steps of my other students. I think I can handle learning. We can handle it, Auntie. As something for you. Intriguing. Making potions is a very difficult job, so you will need an assistant. Luckily, I have a tame handy potion specialist. Come on, dear. Come closer. Felt something soft touch my foot. Grimoire imposingly came from under the table and built a magic cloud from the smoke. The cat quickly climbed on it and patted with his paw next to himself. Get on. Let's move out of here, boy, before she leaves you somewhere in the forest. I will teach you how to make potions. We will trade and live in open air happily ever after. Honey. I have no honey for you, Hellcat. You threw me into the forest again, and just because of your stupid cookies. They're the only joy in my furry life. It's good that you hadn't locked the back door like you did last time. I'd had to climb up to the greenhouse window. Here you go again. Auntie pouted her lips. And I thought I was your only joy. Rather, the curse. What? Did you purr there? The witch made a dramatic gesture with her hand, fished her wand out of thin air, and aimed at the cat. Grimoire sighed. What did you want of me, love? I couldn't resist the temptation, and I ran up to the cat, picked it up, and hugged it. Alice, dear, what is this? You can cuddle him all right. He loves it. He doesn't. I am the most dangerous criminal. How nice. Kitty, kitty. What a cute cat. You want me to scratch you behind the ears? Damn it. What a pleasure. It's great you two are getting along, Grimoire. I will leave the boy to your care when I am busy in the store in the village. Grimoire couldn't answer. His mouth broke into a smile, and he and Auntie needed to talk. I put him on the sofa. Well, so be it. But if he will be he didn't have time to finish. Auntie cheerfully answered without listening. He will be smart, and I won't do anything stupid. Everything will be fine. She looked at me. Grimoire will give you useful tips and advice while working on potions and will help you find ingredients around the house. Well, roger that. Thank you, Mr. Grimoire. Grimoire nodded and laid down to sleep on the windowsill. Just don't squeeze him too much. He sometimes bites. I will try to remember that. Thomas, I'm sure you'll be a dream together. We won't let you down. She smiled. Is there any other children around here to make friends with? There seems to be a village not far from here. Alice slyly averted her eyes. Huh? Do I not know something? Thomas? I don't think that village kids would want to play with the witch's student after the last incident. What happened? You did say that kids often come to you at Halloween. At Halloween. Yes, they do. Let's see. Are you keeping something from me? Well, a little. Yes, my last student wanted to impress the milkman's daughter and summon the ghost of her dog. It was an awful mistake, as the dog was extremely unfriendly. Poltergeist made such a mess in the village that it is unlikely the boys there would want to deal with you. They would expect some wild tricks from you. By the way, the girl moved to the city after that incident. Oh, I see then. I think I should stay away from the village for a while. It was a pity, of course. I had very few friends at school, so I wouldn't mind making them here, but it seemed quite impossible in the near future. You noticed that I was a little sad. There. Don't worry, my dear nephew. Everything will be fine. We'll let you get bored during your training. Sounds dangerous. No worries. Gradually you'll get used to everything. I understand that all this new to you. Even I was quite afraid when I was putting on my biting hat for the first time. And for some time I couldn't get used to his voice, but constantly dictates what to do and curses. Alright guys, that's going to be it for today. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe. I will see you in the next one.